Hey everyone, welcome to Coding Simplified, and today we'll see a new problem in DP. So basically our problem is that we are given a string. We need to find that how many palindromic substring exist in that given string, right? So first of all, what is a palindromic substring? Palindromic means that if you reverse that string, then it should be the equal with the given string, right? So now our palindromic string can be of 1 character, 2 character, 3 character up to n character, right? So if this is a string, if we have this string BCACBF, then how many palindromic substring we have? So first of all, check with the each character. So for the each character we have B, C, A, C, B, F because we have 1 character, so 1 character can also have the palindromic substring of the 1 length, right? So this is possible because if I reverse this single character, this will be same. Now if you see after that, we have this CAC. CAC is also one of the palindromic substring, right? So that will be also one of the palindromic substring. Then if you see this one, BCAB, this is also palindromic, right? So this we have also written. So it means there are 8 substring exist which are palindromic or which are palindrome, right? So my answer should be 8, that in this given string there are 8 substrings which are palindrome. Now the point is how you can solve this question, right? So basically before some days we solved a question that what is the longest palindromic substring, right? So in our playlist, if you go into DP10, we have find out longest palindromic substring. So in that basically we check that what is the longest palindromic substring exist in the given string. So like if you see in this case my longest palindromic substring is 5, right? Because here we have BCACB, which is exactly a palindromic substring, right? So I would advise you to first go through this video if you haven't seen this video, because to solve this current problem, we'll basically take the help of the solution of this one, right? So if you see in this problem, what we do, we basically solve this question using DP bottom up solution, right? And in this we created 2D array with the boolean values, and in this we assign all values to the true, and then we keep on, and then we say that we start from here and we check that if the characters are equal. If the characters are equal, then we check if a n minus 1 and if your matrix n minus 1 and matrix n minus 1, if it is true, then also we make it true, otherwise we make it false, right? So when you solve this question, what we need to do, that whenever you have the true, then in this case we are getting a 1 substring, right? So let's start from here how we fill this value. So basically this is the exactly same string we have written BCACBF, and here also we have written BCACBF, right? And guys, I will not explain that how I am filling all these values and all that thing. That is why I am saying that if you haven't seen this video, if you haven't seen that how we are filling this value, please fill this value, right? So now I am assuming that you have seen this video, so let's proceed further this one, right? So in this video what we do, first of all we basically assign all these diagonal values to true. So diagonal values means because each string they are of length 1, so it means they are at least having the substring, right? Now what we do, we basically start from here and we check that this is I and this is J, right? So basically I start from here to here like this one. So basically if you say this is 0 1 2 3 4 5, and here I have 0 1 2 3 4 5. So basically for this last one I need not to check because this is only one. Now I start from here, from the last row, the previous of the last row, and I keep on going to the top. So this is my I and my J will be of the I plus 1. My J will start from I plus 1, and I check that if these values are equal. If these values are equal, then I check that if values are equal, then we only check if the previous n minus 1 and m minus value is also true. If it is true, then we fill that true, right? This is how we do, this is how we solve. So like check first of all this one, B and F, it is equal, no, so we fill as false. Now we'll check this row. Now C and B, because our J will always be start from I plus 1, so my I is 3, so my J will be at 4. Now C and B are equal, no, it means this is false. Now C and F are equal, no, this is false, right? So here we have this one and here we have this one. Now check for this A. A and C are equal, no. A and B are equal, no, false. A and F are equal, no, false, right? Now we check for this C. C and A are equal, no, false. C and C are equal, yes. So if C and C are equal, it means what is the value? My I is 1 and my J is 3. So basically I check if n minus 1 and m minus 1 is also, if n minus 1 and n minus 1 is also a true, right? So basically we check with the n plus 1 and m minus 1. So basically I plus 1 and m minus 1 means j minus 1. So it means I is 2 and this is also 2. So what is 2 2? 2 2 is this one. So this is also true. So if it is true, then it means this there exists a palindromic substring. So if it is true, then only make it true. So now we have true, right? Now C and B are equal, no, false. C and F are equal, no, false. Now check with this one F. F and B, sorry, this B and C are equal, no, false. B and A are equal, false. B and C are equal, no, false. B and B are equal. If B and B are equal, so we check with the diagonal value, means I plus 1 and J plus 1. So this is true, yes. So if it is true, it means we will also set it true. And at the last, B and F are not equal, so it is false, right? Now what? Now if you observe here, whenever there is a true, then we are getting a palindromic substring, right? Because these were the single substring, so here we are getting true, right? And when we got this true here, then also there was a substring CAC. And when we go true here, then also there was a substring which was palindromic, right? So it means when we'll fill this value, then we'll be getting true only when we are getting a palindromic substring, right? It means what you will do, that whenever you will achieve a true, then I will basically increase the count. So at the starting, my count will be of 0, and then whenever I will keep on filling the value, right? So basically I can start my count with this value 1 2 3 4 5 6, because I know that so basically the string length. So string length I can initialize with this, because I know that there will be at least one palindromic substring of length 1, right? So basically I can start the str.length, right? Now whenever I'm filling the value and whenever I'm getting true, then I will increase the value. So at the starting it was 6, then I got the true here, I will plus 1. Then I got here, I will add plus 1. So at the last my answer will be 6, right? So this is how basically I'll get the value, right? And then how you are filling this value and how that. So basically you can check from here, and once you get the solution of this one, then you can easily check this one, that whenever we are filling the value, you can easily basically convert this solution into that one, right? So this is how we basically get our solution. Now if you want the time complexity, so my time complexity will be exactly with the same as you are getting this solution, longest palindromic substring, right? So this will be the same time complexity. So please check from there, and then you can easily check it. Now let me show you the code as well, so that you can get it better. So here is my string, and this is how I'm calling the function count palindromic substring, where I'm passing the string and str.length, right? Now here is the negative cases, that if my string is null or if my string length is 0, then I return the 0. Else I basically initialize a boolean 2D array, and at the starting my count is equal to string length, right? So this is basically the count of palindromic substring. At the last I will return basically this count, right? So at the starting, because I know that for this diagonal I am filling all the values true, so at least it would be the string.length substring, right? Why this is? Because at least there will be of one length string equal to the string.length. Now when I'm filling this value, now whenever I get the true, then at the same time I increase the value of the count, right? And at the last I will return the count, right? So this is how we basically can get that, how to find the palindromic substring counts, right? So that's it guys about this video. If you have any doubts, then please write in the comment section. I will also post the source code of this into description section, so if you want, then you can also get it from there. And similarly, I will also put the link of this video so that you can get it better. So thanks, and if you have liked the video, then please like it and subscribe the channel for more such videos. Thank you.